Hello children, we are going to start our maths class. Let's have a small recap of what we have seen in our previous classes. So just tell me what we have done in our previous classes. Yes, we have seen about the different types of sets. What are the different sets we have seen in the last class, children? Yes, we have seen about universal set, we have seen about a subset, then we have seen about a proper subset, and also about disjoint, overlapping and power set. So you have to be thorough with all the definitions. I have already told you that definitions will be asked for a fill-up type or a true or false type or a question type. So you may be given a define power set or define disjoint sets. So you have to be clear with all the points. If you know all the points, you can just try it if the question is asked in any manner. Maybe it's a fill up or it's a multiple choice. What is that? You may be asked a multiple choice questions or for true or false and so on. So today we are going to continue with our exercise 1.2. Take down your classwork. Write down today's date. Take down your classwork. Write down today's date and day. We have completed till question number 4. We are going to continue with question number 5 from exercise 1.2. Another question. State which pairs of sets are disjoint or overlapping. State which pairs of sets are disjoint or overlapping. Take on the first question. What is the first question? A is equal to FIAS. A is equal to FIAS and B is equal to. And what is B? B is equal to ANFH. Yes. So you have been given with two sets. Yes. What is the first step given to you? FIAS. And what is the next set given to you? B. It's ANFH. Yes. Okay. Now just recollect the formulas for disjoint and overlapping. Disjoint means for a disjoint set there should be no common element, that is A intersection B should be empty. I hope you are just thorough with the definitions. For disjoint, A intersection, the sign is called intersection. The inverted U is called as intersection. That means there is nothing common. If you have a set A and B, and if you don't have anything common, you have to call it as disjoint set. If you have at least one element common, we say it is a overlapping set. I hope you are clear, yes? So now what is our work over here? We are going to find out the intersection. How to find intersection? Let's see how to find out the intersection. So A intersection B. What is common in A and B, children? Intersection means common in A and B. Let's find out the common part. F is common. Agreed. I don't have I. A is common. Okay. S is common. Yes. So write down F, A, yes. A intersection B is equal to F, A, yes. Is the set empty? No. You have some element which is common. So you have to say, since A and B have common element, since A and B have common element, A and B are overlapping sets. If you have a common, you have to say it is a overlapping set. A and B are overlapping set. Now when I was explaining you the definition part, I have given you many examples, and I have made you a clear idea of what is the set, how is the set differentiated, what is a disjoint set, what is the overlapping set. I have just given you an idea how to follow up the sum. Yes, children? So you are going to complete question number 5, the second subpart and the third subpart as homework. From question number 5, the first subpart I have done in classwork. The second and the third will be your homework. Try out the second and third as homework. Whenever I give you the homework, your first work is to take your textbook and mark the homework questions. You have to submit your homework on time. Okay, children? So we have completed with the 5th question. Now let's go for the 6th question. I hope you have completed sum number 5. Let's go for the 6th. Okay. See the question? If S is equal to, so you have a set S, and who are the members of S? Square, rectangle, circle, rhombus, triangle. List the elements of the following subset of S. So you have to list the following subset of S. Let's see how to do the sum. Okay, so have you taken the question? Write down once again the set. What is S given to you? It's a square. Then what you have? Rectangle, circle, rhombus. Rectangle, circle, rhombus, and triangle. Square, rectangle, circle, rhombus, triangle. Okay, I'll write here triangle. So this is the set. So what is the set given to you as? The set is S. And who are the members of S? Square, rectangle, circle, rhombus, triangle. Now let's go for the first sub-question. And on the first sub-question, the set of shapes which have 4 equal sides. The set of shapes which have 4 equal sides. Okay, tell me, we have been given with different figures. Like square, you have a geometrical figure square, you have a rectangle, you have a circle, you have a rhombus, you have a triangle. From this, which is the figure that satisfies the condition having 4 equal sides? Yes, I know that square has 4 equal sides. Yes, this is we are learning from our lower classes. Yes, children, square has 4 equal sides. Okay. What about rectangle? Rectangle has a 4 side, but the only thing here is all the sides are not equal. Opposite sides are equal. 2 lengths and 2 breadths are equal. The next one is circle. Yes, circle, we don't have any sides, no sides at all. Rhombus, coming to rhombus, here again all the 4 sides are equal, children. Okay, so for rhombus, you have all the 4 sides to be equal. And triangle, you know about a triangle. It's a 3-sided figure, and when you add up all the angles, you get the angle as 180 degree. 180 degree. The sum of all the angles of a triangle is 180 degree. So this is what about the figure. So let's write down the answer. Write down first one. You have to write directly the answer as square and rhombus. Let's go for the second one. The set of shapes which have radius. Here, come on, tell me, which shape has a radius? Do you have radius for square? No. Do you have radius for rectangle? No. Do you have radius for circle? Yes. So what is the answer there? Circle. What about rhombus? No radius. Triangle? No radius. The answer is circle. The second subpart, the answer is circle. Just write down the answer. That's all enough. Clear? Okay, so your homework is question number 6, third and fourth. third and fourth. So you have to complete your third subpart and fourth subpart from question number 6. I hope you can try out the answers. It's very easy. From the set S, you are going to find out what is the correct answer. And if you are not able to get any answer, you have to just say empty. That's all. Shall we go with the next one? Write down question number 7. Write down question number 7. If A is equal to AB, write all the subsets of A. If A is equal to AB, write all the subsets of A. Write all the subsets of A. So let's start with the answer, children. Just get ready with your questions. So you have a set A. And who are the members of A? The members of A are A alone and AB together. So you have two members. The first member is A and one more member is AB. So let's write down the answer for this, children. So I have already given you as an example for subset, how to write the subset. So you will be writing subset of A is equal to. Okay, remember you have to put a brace bracket first. Always for a subset, the first set is a empty set. Remember how you will write the subset. The first one is a empty and then you are going to write 1, 1. So what is the first member? A. Write in bracket A. What is the next member? AB. Write down AB separately. AB. What is the next one? Now you have to write down these two together. So this will be, see, like this. A, AB. The whole question again. You have to write the question again. Clear? So subset of A. How we started? First empty. Every time whenever you write a subset, first set is a empty set. Now we have two members, children. So write the A separately. Write the second element separately. That is AB. Now what are you going to do? You have to write the whole question together. It is A, AB. So this is the subset of A. I hope you are clear with the subset. Write down the answer. Write down the answers, children. Okay. Let's go for the next thing. So you just can write a subset, you will write here. So this is an easy thing. I have just put everything in the bracket. Actually, what is the difference is, if you write it in a bracket, it is called a power set. So if you have to write power set, you can just simply say, put everything under the bracket. For subset, what you do is just do not write a bracket, you just write the elements, enough. So just put here empty, A, AB and AB. And when the question is for power set, you have to put a bracket. So just understand the question clearly, children. If you have a subset, no need to put a bracket. If you have a power set, you have to put a bracket. So just write the subset. First one is empty, next one is A, next one is AB, and the next thing is write the whole set together, A, AB. Okay, now let's go for sum number 8. What is question number 8? I already have told you, yes, it's a power set. So same way you have to follow the subset, only one difference. For subset, we did not write a bracket here. We are not going to use a bracket for subset because there will be a difference. Children, we cannot go on giving a same answer to everything. So for subset, no bracket. Remember, for a subset, no bracket. For a power set, you have to write the brace bracket. So let's go with question number 8. Write down the power set of the following set. First, A is equal to AB. This is very simple, children. First, A is equal to AB. And I have told you, whenever we go for a power set, we have to use a brace bracket. Shall we continue our answer? Let's start with the work. Write down power set. We are going to find power set. Power set of A is equal to, use a bracket. Here, do not use a bracket. First, what is the first thing you are going to write down always? A empty. Good. Write empty. Done. Next, what is the first element? A. Put a in bracket. What is the second element? B. Good. What are you going to do now? Write this together. So this is A, B. Clear? So we have got the answer for power set of A. Empty, A, B, A, B. Clear, children? Okay. Let's try out one more sum. The B one. And the third and the fourth will be a homework. From question number 8, the third subpart and the fourth subpart will be a homework. Try out the third and the fourth. Let's continue with the second subpart here. It's very, very easy. The terms are new, that's all. We have a new terms that we are using in set language. So already I have explained to you in the definition, yes? So that's why I have given you, I just have spent a lot of time in explaining you what is the meaning of different terms. So you have to be thorough with your definitions. Okay, so now we are going to continue with the second subpart from question number 8. What is the question given to you? B is equal to 1, 2, 3. What are we going to do? We are going to find the power set. So write down power set of B is equal to, power set of B is equal to, okay, here we have 3 elements, children, yes. So what is the first set? Empty. Good. And how I have told you to start the power set? Using a bracket. Use a bracket. What is the first one you are going to write down? Empty. I'll write here empty. What is the first member? 1. What is the next member? 2. What is the next member? 3. Now 1, 1. We have taken 1, 1, 1. Yes? Now what are we going to do? We are going to take 2, 2 at a time. So this is 1, 2. Start from 1. 1, 2. 1, 3. Finished for 1? I have started from 1. 1, 2. 1, 3. Now go for 2. 2, 3. Don't write 2, 1. Okay, 2, 1 and 1, 2 is same. 2, 1 and 1, 2 is same. So do not repeat the sets. So how you will write? 2, 3. Done. 3, 1 is present. 3, 2 is present. So no need to worry about that. Last one is, take the whole question. 1, 2, 3. Complete the bracket. So what is the power set of B? First one is empty. Always for a power set and always for a subset, the first element is empty. First element, second element, third element, 2, 2 pair. 1, 2, 1, 3. 2, 1 is already taken. 2, 1 is here. Don't take 2, 2. That is, we are not going to take. 2, 3. I'll write 2, 3. Then write that together. Whole set. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you get total 8 elements for the power set. So already have given you the homework part from question number 8. The third subpart and the fourth subpart will be your homework. Try out the sums. Okay, children? I hope you have taken on the second subpart. Take it. Now let's continue with next question. Take down question number 9. Find the number of subsets and the number of proper subsets of the following sets. Read on the question. Find the number of subsets and number of proper subsets of the following set. Take on the first subpart. W is equal to red, blue, yellow. Red, blue, yellow. Okay, children. So, what are the members of W? A red, blue, yellow. So, first of all, what I am going to do here is, I am going to write the total number of elements present here. That is, we are going to write the cardinal number of the set. You know what is the meaning of cardinal number? Yes, you have to write down the number of elements. How many elements are here? 1, 2, 3. So, you say here, n of W is equal to 3, and we are going to write this 3 as m. Remember, what is m here? M is the total number of element. 1, 2, 3. So, n of W is equal to 3, which is equal to m. Clear? Okay. Now, what are you going to do? You are going to find out the number of subset. Write down here. Number of subset is equal to, we have a formula for number of subset. You have to find 2 raised to m. What is the formula for finding number of subset? 2 raised to m. What is the value for m, children? Yes, 3. From where did you get this 3? 1, 2, 3. So, write down here 2 raised to 3. What is the value for 2 raised to 3? 2 into 2 into 2. What is 2 into 2 into 2? 8. 2 2s are 4. 4 2s are 8. So, number of subset is equal to 2 raised to m equal to 2 raised to 3, which is equal to 8. So, we have found the number of subset. Now, let us go for the next part. You are going to find number of proper subsets. So, number of proper subset is equal to 2 raised to m minus 1. Remember the formula for proper set? Subset? 2 raised to m minus 1. So, what is the value for 2 raised to m, children? We have already found the value for 2 raised to m, yes? That is 8. So, 8 minus 1 is equal to 7. So, we have found the value for subset, and also we have found the value for proper subset. Let us write the final answer. Write down the final set answer here. Therefore, number of subset is equal to 8. Number of proper subset is equal to 7. So, this is the answer. Highlight your answers, children. Always you have to highlight your answer. You can just draw a box or you can underline the answer. So, number of subset is equal to 8. Number of proper subset is equal to 7. Okay. Let's continue with the next sum. Write down question number 2, the second subpart. I hope you are doing the sums along with me. It's clear, all the sums are easy. You know all the different terms. So, we can just move ahead. So, what is the formula for finding subset, children? 2 raised to m. How are you going to find m? The m is the total number of element, 1, 2, 3. So, from the set, you have to find the total number of element. So, your formula is 2 raised to m. And for finding proper subset, you have to find 2 raised to m minus 1. That gives the answer. Let's go for the second subpart. I hope you have taken down all these things. Write down the second question. What is the second question? X is equal to x square such that x belonging to n, x square less than or equal to 100, x square less than or equal to 100. X is equal to x square such that x belonging to n, x square less than or equal to 100. So here, this is which form, children? We have studied 3 different forms. Yes, what were the 3 different forms? Descriptive form, set builder form, roster form. Now what is coming over here? Such that. So when such that comes, it is a rule form or it is a set builder form. So what are we going to do here? We are going to write the value for x square. What is the value for x? X belonging to n. What is the meaning of n? A natural number. That means the value for n starts from 1, 2 and so on. Okay. What else is given to you? X square is less than or equal to 100. So you have to take the square up to 100. Let's write down here. If x is equal to 1. Why I am starting from 1? Because x is a natural number. If x is equal to 1, what is the value for x square, children? 1 square. What is 1 into 1? 1. X is equal to 2. X square is equal to 2 square. What is 2 into 2? 4. Yes. Go on finding 3, 4 because we have to find till 100. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 because we know that till 10 I have to find because 100 and 10 tens are 100. So just go on finding the values, children. I just give you some time. Complete the work. So find out the value. I have found the value for the 1 and 2. Similarly, you go for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, shall we find out? Let's check your answers, whether your answers are correct. So x square is equal to 3 square, that's 9. X square is equal to 4 square, 16. X square is equal to 5 square, 25. X square is equal to 6 square, 6 6 are 36. X square is equal to 7 square, 49. X square is equal to 8 square, 8 is a 64. X square is equal to 9 square, 81. X square is equal to 10 square, 100. See, up to 100 because x square is less than or equal to 100. Less than or equal to 100 means we have to take the 100. That means I have to take 1, I have to take 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, also 100. Less than or equal to. So you should take 100. So now we have a set x, children. So the set is x. Let me continue the sum. What are the value for x? You have to write x square value. What is the value for x square? 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100. Yes, I have found the value for x. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100. Okay, children, let's count the number of elements over here. What is the n of x? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So n of x is equal to 10. And what is this 10? This is m. I have told you the number of elements are also called as m. Let's find out the first one, number of subset. What is the formula? 2 raised to m. What is 2 raised to m? 2 raised to 10. Yes, let's find out the value for 2 raised to 10, children. Come on, find it. Two raised to 10 means you are going to write down 2 how many times? 10 times. Let's write 2 10 times. I have told you to draw rough work over here. Yes? So let's work out there. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shall we go on multiplying? Let's check the answer. 2 twos are 4. 4 twos are 8. 8 twos are 16. 16 twos are 32. I'll go on writing 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. Now 16, 4, 5, 256, 2, 512, 2, 4, 2, 10. 1024. 1024. Just go on multiplying. You have to write down 2 10 times and you have to go on multiplying. So what is the answer we get? 1024. Let's have a check once again. 2 twos are 4. 4 twos are 8. 8 twos are 16. 16 twos are 32. 32 twos are 64. 64 twos are 128. 128 twos are 256. 256 twos are, that is, you can go on doubling the values. 512, and when you double 512 you get 1024. So this is the number of subset. Let's go for the next part. You have to find number of. You have to show this in your rough column. You have to write this part. Okay, children? You have to show the multiplication. Write on this part. Next one, number of proper subset is equal to, write down, number of proper subset is equal to 2 raised to m minus 1. 1024 minus 1 is 1023. 1024, and you get the answer is 1023. So you have to write on the final step. Therefore, number of subset is equal to 1024 and number of proper subset is equal to 1023. Highlight your answer. Write down the answers, children. So we have found the number of subset and also we have found the number of proper subset. I want you to show all the workings that we are doing in the class. Nobody is going to write down the direct answer. Okay, let's start with the next thing. So we have the next question. Take on question number 10. The first subpart. If n of a is equal to 4, find n of p of a. If n of a is equal to 4, find n of p of a. I hope you have taken on the question, children. Let's proceed with the sum. For question number 10, you have totally 3 subparts. Let's see the sums. I'll just continue from here. I hope you would have taken all these things. I have just given you sufficient time. Yes, I have given you a lot of time, yes, children. So you would have completed. I'll rub the board. So from question number 10, the first subpart. If n of a is equal to 4, if n of a is equal to 4, find n of p of a. Find n of p of a. This is very easy sum. Here, in the previous case, we have found the number of elements and we have found the number of subset and also the number of proper subset. Yes, children? Here we are going to do directly. So now let's see here, n of a is equal to 4. Yes? So we take this as m. I have told you the number of a will be taken as m. Okay, what is n of p of a? N of p of a is equal to 2 raised to m. Remember. So what is the meaning of n of p of a? N of p of a means subset, not a proper set. This is your subset. So you have to write n of p of a is equal to 2 raised to m. I know the value for m. It's 2 raised to 4. So 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. 2 2s are 4. 4 2s are 8. 8 2s are 16. So you get the answer as 16. So complete the first subpart. If n of a is equal to 4, then find n of p of a. So how are you going to find n of p of a? This is equal to 2 raised to m. So 2 raised to 4, which is equal to 16. I hope you are clear with the first part. Yes, so from question number 8, the second subpart will be a homework. Try out the second subpart as homework. And let's try out the third sum now. We are going to follow the third sum. And the third sum will be the last sum over, yes. With the third sum, we complete our exercise 1.2. Write down the question. If n of p of a is equal to 256, find n of a. So this is just in a reverse manner, children. Here n of p of a is given and you are going to find n of a. Here n of a was given and we found n of p of a. Yes? So just reverse order. So let's take 256 first. So go on factorizing this 256. 2, 1, 2 2s are 4, 8, 6, 4, 2, 3s are 2s are 2, 16, 2, 8, 2, 4, 2, 2, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how are you going to write this? N of, let's simply 256 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 raised to 8. Therefore, n of a is equal to 8. We're just going to focus on the m part. What is the m part? The power. What is the power here? 8. So n of a is equal to 8. Simple sum. Yes? Just in a reverse manner. N of a was given and you found n of pa. Here n of pa is given and you are finding n of a. So try to write 256 as a power of 2. 256, 2 1s are, 2 2s are 4, 1, 8. If you are not able to do it directly, you can divide by 2 and you can write. 2 6s are, 2 4s are, 2 3s are, 2 2s are, 16, 8, 4, 2, 3. You get multiples of 2. How many 2s we have? 8. So n of a is equal to 8. Clear? So we have completed our exercise 1.2. So what about your homework, children? From question number 5, the second and the third subpart. From question number 6, the third and the fourth subpart. From question number 8, the third and the fourth subpart. And question number 10, the second subpart. So we'll just stop our class over here and we'll be continuing with exercise 1.3 in the next class.